sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfella Sports TV got an update on Canelo. Could be a decision made today or tomorrow about his next fight, and it's probably going to take place May 2nd, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. And we got some news or some talks about Demetrius Andrade, but let's get into it first. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And it is up to Eddie Hearn to make the choice. Golden Boy, it was told to me today, sent 2 offers to Eddie Hearn, one for Callum Smith fight, one for Billy Joe Saunders fight. As we all know, Billy Joe and Demetrius Andrade have been going at it again on social media. And, for, Canelo, he don't really have a preference. It's up to Eddie Hearn to decide who get the fight. He promotes Callum Smith. He promotes Billy Joe Saunders. And remember, the fight will take place in Las Vegas. And once again, DAZN, they are incompetent when it comes to boxing. They're incompetent when it comes to putting the right people in place to run their company on the boxing side. They have no like boxing brain at all, and they let Eddie Hearn, who barely was successful in his country, come over here and run things, and De La Hoya, who really ain't been successful without Al and Richard Schaefer, run things. And this makes no sense. This fight, if Canelo's gonna fight Billy Joe or Callum Smith, this fight should go on in the UK, okay? But I don't see the Brits traveling over here in droves to Las Vegas to see Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders. I could be wrong. I don't think this is like Anthony Joshua fighting or something of that nature. But, it is what it is. Does Canelo have a preference? I don't know. I just know they sent 2 offers over. I don't know if the offers was equal or they high wire with rehydration clause and, same day weigh-ins and next day weigh-in and all this other stuff that Canelo puts in there, however you want to word it. But right now the options are Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders. And DAZN basically is saying that Demetrius Andrade isn't a big enough name for Canelo Alvarez, right? So they're protecting Canelo Alvarez. So if people wondering, why don't they make Canelo and Demetrius Andrade, DAZN is saying Demetrius Andrade isn't a big enough name. And if Demetrius Andrade isn't a big enough name, then why do they want him to fight Jermall Charlo? Then why are they pushing for him to fight Billy Joe Saunders? You know what I'm saying? So how's Callum Smith a big enough name or Billy Joe a big enough name, if Demetrius Andrade ain't? Because Andrade got more buzz in America than both of those guys going right now. Most people in America, most people in the boxing world, even some of the hardcore fans, don't even know who Callum Smith is. And they forget that he was dubbed the lineal champ after winning that watered-down World Boxing Series tournament at 168 that was filled with injuries and filled with late replacements. Most people don't know who Callum Smith is, so how do you turn around and tell Demetrius Andrade that he ain't a big enough name to fight Canelo Alvarez? Out of the 3, fighters on this list, which only two are actually a real option, that's Callum and Billy. Demetrius Andrade is the fight that most fans want to see with Canelo Alvarez. But it was put to me that DAZN is run by all white males or white people, and they don't have an urban touch. But what's so funny is they want you to believe DAZN has an urban touch. Because they put those 2 brothers out here and they do the interviews and they use LeBron James. But that's what clear people do, right? They don't want to respect the black buying power or the black dollar. But then again, they put all this, they use the hip hop culture, to drive people in. They got Draymond Green on there. They have Michael Strahan on there. They put on, on the little documentary they got LeBron James partnership on there. They got the 2 black guys that interview people, and they're trying to appeal to our community. But once again, they don't want to give us a shot. You know what I'm saying? If anything should be going down May 2nd, it should be Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo Alvarez. It's sickening how Eddie Hearn continues to have preference. You look at it, you look at what he done with Juno Carroll, James Tennyson, and some of his other United Kingdom fighters, Luke Keeler, and, some of these dudes, Rocky Fielding. Eddie Hearn is taking care of the United Kingdom, more than any other people, in boxing. Eddie Hearn is able to get his fighters that are borderline, trash, and get them multi-million-dollar paydays or $100,000 paydays and get them to fight for world championships, and they shouldn't even be ranked inside the top 15. It's sickening. And once again, two guys that don't have a profile in the United States, Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, how do that help the zone, increase dividends? How does that help the zone get out of the red and get into the green? It don't. That stuff ain't gonna sell out. They're gonna give away a ton of tickets and call it to sell out. Nobody knows who Callum Smith is. Nobody knows who Billy Joe Saunders is over here. Billy Joe ain't never headlined over here. He headlined in Canada. He almost headlined with Demetrius Andrade, but he failed the drug test. In the one fight they could get, they can give a buzz, Demetrius Andrade and Canelo. Now, all of a sudden, Demetrius Andrade isn't a big enough name. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for these people that act like they for you. Eddie Hearn not for Devin Haney. He not for Demetrius Andrade. He helped him out. He not for Danny Jacobs. He for his interest. Eddie Hearn is for his own personal interest. And then after his own personal interest, he a countryman. He's for the United Kingdom. But ain't no way in my future voice, Callum Smith should be getting a shot at Canelo Alvarez. Ain't no way Billy Joe Saunders should be getting a shot. What if Billy Joe Saunders done what Callum Smith done in the sport of boxing to get a Canelo Alvarez payday? Nothing. They're not gonna fill out the arena. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them really had a high profile fight in the United States. Callum Smith had never fought here before, if my memory serves me correctly, not on the major card. Billy Joe Saunders fought on the YouTube card. But this is the zone. They let Canelo do whatever he want to do. They don't force him to do nothing. Even they got him in the 10-fight contract deal worth $330 million. They invest all this money. Canelo and even Golovkin have creative control over the zone. They let them do what they want to do. Sickening. But, we'll see which one Eddie Hearn chooses. Was one offer higher than another for Callum and Billy? I really don't know. Was it the same offer? Don't know. So we'll see. But if Callum Smith get the fight, then, the zone is really pushing for Billy Joe to fight Demetrius Andrade. Because it won't be, Canelo fight one in May and one in another in September. No, they're going to do the Golovkin trilogy in September, and then in December, it's possible that Canelo could fight Murata, or May 2021, Canelo could fight Murata. So Canelo could be tied up, for the rest of the year, or another year and a year and a half, depending on if he fight in December or he come back in May 2021. So it's a one-shot deal until at least late 2021 or early 2021, depending on if Canelo fight in December. It's a one-shot deal. You know what I'm saying? So if Callum get it, Billy Joe get it. I mean, most people don't even know who Callum Smith is. They see him, he tall, he's 6'3", but Canelo gonna drain him. This is a dude that already had problems making weight. I heard he was draining himself versus John Ryder at 6'3". He should be at 175. This is a guy that said, I'm bigger than Canelo, this, that, and the third. He towers over Canelo, but Canelo already know what he gonna do to him. He gonna drain him. He gonna drain him all the way to the bone. He gonna do the same thing with Kovalev. He gonna weigh in, then he gonna make him weigh in again, then he gonna make him weigh in again, and this dude gonna be a skeleton. This is a dude that's already a skeleton weighing in without no rehydration clause. You know what I'm saying? That's just what the facts is. And don't forget, Canelo already beat his brother Liam Smith already for the WO title at 154 pounds. So he gonna dry this dude out, and then he probably gonna stop this guy. He gonna drain him. Now Billy Joe, he can't really drain Billy Joe Saunders. Okay? He really can't drain Billy Joe. Because Billy Joe is already, he really not a natural 168 pounder. So he probably won't have to drain Billy Joe. But Billy Joe is there to be hit. Billy Joe, You know, he hasn't looked like he did versus David Lemieux, not again in his career. He flabby, you know, he don't be in shape. He don't live a clean fighter lifestyle outside the ring. So, you know, either one of them is easy money for Canelo. It's easy money. You know, and, you know, it's up to Canelo to see what he wants to do with either one of them. You know, but for Demetrius Andrade, you know, it's best for him if Canelo picked Callum Smith and he could fight Billy Joe. Now, him and Billy Joe was supposed to fight, about a year ago. You know, Billy Joe got popped for oxyfrene, and they've been going back and forth at it on social media. That will put two Eddie Hearn fighters in the ring together. It'll be the highest caliber fight that Demetrius Andrade had. And at the same time, you know, I think stylistically wise, even though it's probably the best fight either one been in, and maybe they can get them closer to, you know, eventually fighting the Canelo Alvarez. But stylistically wise, it's an ugly fight. You know, Billy Joe all over the ring, you know, swinging wild. Andrade all over the ring, swinging wild. It's really not a crowd pleasing fight. You know, this probably gonna look like Willie Monroe and Billy Joe Saunders. Now, will it happen at 68? Will it happen at 75? 60? I don't know. You know, both our WBO champions, they could work something out. You know, where both belts can be on the line. They could fight at 68, and Billy Joe can put his WBO on the line, and Demetrius can put his WBO on the line. You know, but like I said before, that's not a scintillating fight. None of these hypotheticals can work, or these possible fights can work. There's three possible fights that can be made here. It's Canelo, Callum, Canelo, Billy Joe, or Billy Joe, Demetrius Andrade. And none of them is going to increase the Zone's clout at all. The Zone just don't know boxing. But hey, it is what it is. Goodfellas Sports TV. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Share the video. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time we gone.